Rachel Zegler's once promising theater comeback has turned into a behind-the-scenes meltdown of Shakespearean proportions. What started as a career-defining leap into the role of Eva Perón in the West End's revival of Evita has collapsed into whispers, walkouts, and what insiders are calling a full-blown cast rebellion. It's no longer just artistic tension, it's a mutiny. Members of the cast and crew didn't merely suggest change. They demanded it. "It's her or us," was the message relayed to the production's higher-ups. And now the headlines are writing themselves. Rachel Zegler has crossed the line and there may be no way back. The earliest warning signs came disguised as whispers, side glances during rehearsals, sarcastic nicknames like Hurricane Zegler, and mounting concern from the Backstage crew. Those whispers grew louder with every rehearsal as Rachel reportedly clashed with vocal coaches, resisted direction, rewrote blocking on the fly, and transformed collaborative sessions into self-centered standoffs. Sources say the shift from inspiration to disruption happened quickly. One day, she was the Golden Girl, hailed for her dramatic depth and vocal power. The next, she was allegedly showing up late, altering costumes, and declaring that Evita needed to be more revolutionary and less musical. As tensions escalated, those close to the production began documenting her behavior. What began as mental notes turned into physical logs. Dates, outbursts, refusal of direction, mid-song walkouts, they tracked it all. Some cast members reportedly filmed rehearsals as insurance, anticipating that things might spiral publicly. That paranoia became reality during a critical run-through of A New Argentina. When Rachel abruptly halted the performance, threw her hands in the air and shouted, "I'm not doing this circus anymore," the room froze. One ensemble member reportedly muttered aloud what the others had been thinking for weeks: "She's got to go." From that point, the tone shifted from passive frustration to active resistance. Cast members convened, allegedly led by key ensemble figures and supported by a longtime vocal coach, and requested a private meeting with the director. When that was denied, they escalated the issue to the producers. A formal complaint was drafted, signed by nearly half the cast. It outlined Rachel's behavior in granular detail: emotional volatility, constant disruptions, and an inability to collaborate. Turning point came during an emergency meeting, where those representing the cast confronted the creative team face-to-face. "We will not share the stage with Rachel Zegler," one performer reportedly said. It wasn't a plea for compromise. It was an ultimatum. Producers were stunned. This wasn't a tantrum from a diva. It was a coalition from a cast, united in their refusal to continue under current conditions. One producer allegedly asked, "You're asking us to fire our lead?" To which a cast member replied, "No, we're telling you we won't keep working if you don't." With those words, the power dynamic of the entire show shifted. Rachel, once the star, became the liability. And the production team suddenly had to make a choice: protect the name on the marquee or salvage the show's future. In the days that followed, rehearsals were closed to outsiders. Stand-ins took over key scenes. Blocking was rewritten. Songs were redistributed. Cast powered forward without Rachel. Behind the curtain, the mood lightened. For the first time in weeks, morale improved. What was once a minefield of tension now felt like a professional, productive workspace. The message was clear: Rachel may not have been officially fired, but for all practical purposes, she was gone. Social media caught on fast. Zegler, known for her constant updates, cryptic quotes, and dramatic rehearsal selfies, suddenly went silent. No posts, no replies, no press. Meanwhile, TikTok exploded with speculation. Theater gossip accounts shared alleged insider info. "Zegler outed Evita," read one viral caption. Twitter followed suit, with hashtags like #JusticeForEvita and #ZeglerRemoved trending across theater circles. Comments ranged from mockery to relief. "She tried to rewrite Eva into a Tumblr girl boss," one user posted, "and now she's shocked people pushed back?" Even fan pages began comparing the rumored new lead to Rachel, and the difference, according to insiders, was night and day. And what about that new lead? Though the production has not confirmed her identity, cast members say she's a powerhouse, professional, consistent, a team player. The vibe backstage has reportedly done a 180. "It's like we can breathe again," one crew member reportedly said. "Chaos that once defined rehearsals is gone." And while the producers are still playing defense, dodging media inquiries, delaying press releases, and issuing vague statements, fans can read between the lines. Rachel's dressing room was cleared. Her name allegedly removed from internal rosters. Rehearsal schedules no longer feature her initials. And most damningly, the production's official social channels have gone dark on her. No photos, no tags, no tributes. Rachel's absence isn't subtle. It's deafening. And while she's gone dark, her critics have gotten louder. Past interviews where she shaded co-stars, mocked traditional roles, or displayed what some called a self-important attitude have resurfaced. One clip where she donned a tiara and smirked, "They'll hate me for this too," is now being gleefully reposted with the reply, "We do. Congrats." Even her defenders, those who once praised her outspoken feminist takes, are retreating. The backlash is no longer about ideology. It's about behavior. Truth is, Rachel didn't just lose a role. She lost trust. In the theater world, there's an unwritten code. No one is bigger than the production. You show up. You respect the ensemble. You take direction. And if you can't do that, no amount of star power will save you. Zegler broke that code. She turned a legacy role into a personal stage for reinvention, and in doing so, alienated the very people who could have carried her to theatrical stardom. Now she's on the outside looking in. No projects announced. No interviews scheduled. No red carpets. Just silence, speculation, and the knowledge that someone else is standing where she once stood, center stage, dressed as Eva Peron, delivering the performance Rachel was supposed to make her own. It's not just a missed opportunity. It's a cautionary tale. And perhaps most painfully for Rachel, there's no redemption arc in sight. Hollywood might forgive and forget. Theater remembers. The missed cues. Tantrums. The ego. The silence when an apology was needed. The ensemble that stood together while she stood apart. In the world of live performance, chemistry matters. Attitude matters. Teamwork matters. And Rachel Zegler, at least in this chapter, brought none of those things to the table. In the end, the show must go on. But it will go on without Rachel Zegler. No curtain call. No farewell post. Just a fading spotlight and the distant sound of a production finally finding its rhythm again, without the star who thought she was bigger than the stage.